Catherine Mellon here again. Let's jump into the next thing that you're going to have to do to get up to speed with your Facebook ads account in response to the iOS 14 updates that are launching today. That means you need to get these steps into place in your ads account today. Let's jump in and take a look at what's next. In this video, we want to look at what has to happen inside the Business Manager account that you just got set up. There's a few things that need to be done in order to make things run smoothly. Let's jump in. The next thing you're going to do in your Business Manager is make sure that you have your ad account, your pixel, your business page, all inside that Business Manager. It's not as complicated as it might sound. Let's take a look. All right, so once you have your Business Manager set up, it's going to look something like this. You'll have this menu over here. I honestly believe that Facebook has become the king of creating hidden menus. So if you can't figure something out, don't panic. There's likely a menu hidden somewhere you can use. This is always going to be your go-to when you're in Business Manager, because this is your big account. Now, when you're over here, you're going to see this is pretty much the same. So first thing you want to do is check your pages. Make sure that your pages are in here. Okay, so if you are not seeing a page, you're just going to click Add. You're going to add a page that you already own. If you've been running ads and using your ads account for a period of time, and without it being in Business Manager, you can bring that page over here. Okay, so you can create a new page if that's what you need to do. But if you already have a page, then just click Add a Page. It's going to ask you as soon as you start typing. It should drop down if you've got one, and you can just select that and add page. Okay. The other thing you're going to want to do is come to People and add yourself. I know, crazy, right? But I've seen people get stuck on this. So you can just add. It's going to ask you who, enter the email address, give yourself full admin access, even though it gives you a warning about that because you need to be able to have admin access on your own account. The other thing is, if this is already here, which it may be, you're going to do add assets, and you're going to make sure that you have full access to your pages. Okay, so I just went ahead and added myself there. If you're going to hire a company to do this for you, do that through partners. It's better if you add them that way. All right, so we're looking at pages. Next thing you're going to want to do is go to your ad account. So if you have been using a personal account and you're in facebook.com/ads manager, what you can do is you can take a look. It's showing up in my URL, but if that's too complex for you, which it could be, just wait till this loads. And what you're going to do is you're going to come up here beside campaigns. You're going to get a little area where it's going to tell you the ad account ID. There we go. So this is where you're going to grab this number. You can also see it's up in the browser bar there. And you're going to come back to Business Manager and you're going to click Add. And it says add an account. Claiming it will move it into Business Manager. That's what you want to do. Okay, you can create a new account if you don't have one yet, but if you've been running one for a while, you probably want to go ahead and do that. And then you're going to want to, okay, nothing here. Just check add assets, make sure you're not missing anything in terms of connecting all of the pieces. The other thing you're going to need to do, this is just setting up Business Manager. We haven't even gotten to the get ready for the iOS 14 changes yet. You're going to want to go to data sources and you're going to want to go to pixels. Now, if you are running an e-com business, you are going to want to add your catalog as well. I don't have one in this account, so I'm not going to go through the process, but it's not a lot different than the rest. This is the good news. These are consistent, whether we're talking pixels, people, ads, ad accounts, pages, whatever. Okay. So I would go create a new catalog because I don't have a catalog set up in here. Pixels you need to have. Now here's the other thing. If you are already running ads or already have pixels installed on pages, you're going to need to make sure that you have the right pixel with the right ad account. Not doing that is going to cross your eyes, your eyeballs, indefinitely. It makes people totally crazy trying to work this out. So best thing you can do is install the Google Pixel Helper, only available on Chrome, and open up your website. I just picked one of mine, for example. You can come up here and see up on the corner that there is a blue square that says 2. So my pixel ID is there. It even says 2019 Catherine's ad account pixel. All right, check, 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 because if you've got the wrong pixel, if you don't have the right pixel installed with the right page and the right, you won't be able to, it won't work and you won't be able to figure out why. All right. And I've got full control over my pixels. So you might do an add assets. I am going to connect my business account and my pixels so that everything is together. Okay. No partners and me and a conversion API system user. Okay, so we've got our pixels, we've got our ad account, we have access, maybe we have a business partner or somebody else that needs access, we can add them here. We have checked here, this keeps giving me the opportunity to add my page that is already added. Don't know why, it's fine, I'm not gonna do it anymore. Okay, so that is what you need to do to get your business manager going. Now we can start implementing the elements that we need in order to be using Facebook ads when the iOS rolls out tomorrow. Okay, ready? Today is April 25th. It was just announced that the changes are coming up April 26th. So if it's after April 26th, you're having a hard time getting your account working, this might have something to do with it. So if you have done the two-factor verification on your personal Facebook account and you've gotten everything into a business manager, you are ready for the next steps. We are here in Business Manager. We are going to come down to brand safety. Under brand safety, we have domains. You need to have your domain verified. All right. So again, this little square menu, oh, sorry, this is in the way, is your business settings. We can scroll down and look for brand safety in here, and it's not in here, which is fine. Worst case, oh yeah, there it is, brand safety. Worst case scenario, just click business settings, you go back to that top level menu, okay? Now this has actually taken me out of Business Manager and you can't do it here. Nope, you can't. We're gonna come back here, we're gonna click business settings. And we're gonna end up back where we started. So you're best off to use this left-hand menu, scroll down to brand safety, select domains, and you are in here. So you're going to do add and type in your domain. Have I got domains I can use as an example? I think I do. Let's try that. So when I type in that new URL, it says not verified, big red letters. Here's the thing that confuses people new to this. You must be the owner of the URL, of the domain. You cannot verify catherinemellon.clickfunnels.com. You cannot verify catherinemellon.cartware.com, .kajabi, because someone else owns those. You cannot verify Webinar Jam. It's not your URL. So don't try, if you it's a whole other conversation, but if you can't get your domain verified because you're using a subdomain of ClickFunnels or something else, you're going to need to go get a URL. And I'm not going to get into that. You can just go to GoDaddy.com, check that out. And whatever you're using to build your website or your sales funnels or whatever, you'll get that URL, that domain integrated with them. I'm not going to go into that. It's kind of endless. And I just don't, it's just not worth the time. You'll have to work that out. Sorry. So you'll see across here we have 3 options for verifying our domain. Meta tag verification. The only place this will work, y'all listening? The only place this will work is if your URL is hosted by the people you are building your ads with. So I, right now, one of my accounts is on influencersoft.com. They host my domain, so I can do this in there. I can't think of any other examples off the top of my head. Most people have their domain hosted somewhere like GoDaddy or Bluehost or name servers or that is also an endless list that I'm sorry I can't help you with. And then they build so let's say you've got your URL on GoDaddy.com and you're building website pages on ClickFunnels.com. There is an integration there between the two of those that makes your web pages look like your URL.com. So you're going to go to GoDaddy to do the step that I'm going to recommend. This is only going to work on the pages that are also hosting your domain as well as building your pages. Okay. HTML file upload. Honestly, if you're listening to this video to figure out how to do this, you probably don't want to bother doing an HTML file upload. This is more like code. So it says admin access to your website's root folder and it'll verify your domain immediately. I personally wouldn't do this. It's really, you need to know how to build websites or how to code. If you've got someone doing it for you, I would actually give them these 3 options. Don't decide for them because it really depends on where your website's built or your sales pages. This is the one I recommend, the DNS verification. It's going to walk you right through here. So if you do have your domain hosted on GoDaddy or name servers or whatever, wherever you bought your domain is usually it. What you would do is you would do this there. So most of them have a DNS records management section and it's super easy when you get in there. I'm not going to jump in and do it. Like I said, it's different for every platform essentially. So it depends where you are, but you're going to go figure out where your URL is hosted. Mine's on GoDaddy. You log into Domain Registrar, is wherever you purchased your domain. And you're going to create a TXT record. You need this long DNS configuration is what goes in the value is what I think it's called in there. GoDaddy, you do need to use the @ symbol in the host field and you're going to save it there and you're going to come back here and click verify. Now this says it may take up to 72 hours. I have literally done probably maybe 50 of these. Let's say 50 of these. And they are all done instantly. This is kind of old school. DNS verifications used to take up to 48 hours, even just a couple of years ago, but honestly, now if it doesn't verify instantly, what you're going to notice here, let me come to catherinemellon.com. It says verified in big green letters. That means it works. Okay. So, if it doesn't verify instantly, I would give it 24 hours. And if it's still not verifying, something is not set up properly. Okay. I did this for somebody the other day. I can't remember what the name of the registrar was. It was one I wasn't that familiar with. And I just failed to read the instructions. And so it wasn't working, but I went back and read over the instructions in detail. And I had like put one thing in the wrong spot or something. So if it's not working in 24 hours, I would review. Okay. The other thing that you need to do now that you've got 2-factor authentication on your personal account, you've got a business manager that has an ads account, a business page, and pixels all connected. You've verified your URL, your domain, I should say, your domain. And now what you need to do is you need to connect your pixels to that. So in the past, pixels were the primary source of data tracking, and we looked at that on catherinemellon.com. I'm just going to move that out of the way. There is this little pixel helper. It's a I'm blanking on what it's called, an extension. There we go. On Google, it's only available in Chrome, Google Chrome. So if you're using Safari, you're using, whatever else is out there. I don't know. I use Chrome. You are not going to be able to find this. It has to be in Chrome. You come up here, you look, you see 463 number is the pixel I want. And you're going to come back over to, not that, Ads Manager, Business Manager. I'm going to put this back. Okay, so now we're going to come to data sources. Data sources are where is information about the people who are using your, clicking on your ads or, opting in for things or purchasing things. Where are we getting that information from? Is it coming from the pixels? Is it coming from custom conversions? Is it coming from folders? We're only going to look at pixels right now, okay? So I know because I just checked that this 463 number is the correct pixel, right? So make sure that these are connected. You ready for this? You're going to want to play this back again. Here's what we're going to do. We're in here. We've got our users assigned. We got the right pixel. It's green, meaning it's active. We are going over to top right hand corner, open in Events Manager. Don't drop that menu down. It's got other stuff you don't need right now. Open Events Manager, just click that. It's going to take you over here. Now, I have noticed that people are because I spend a lot of time on other people's ad accounts with them because I teach them. I notice people are not paying attention to this. So there's a good chance that you've had, endless amounts of notices from Facebook about these changes, but I don't know, people just don't seem to see them. There's a lot going on in the ads account, let's be fair. So if you have the right pixel, you very likely will have, this is pixel data, this is people activating the pixel. You can see which website they're attached to. You can manage things from here. So this is just indicators to tell you you're in the right spot, all right? And you can scroll down. Now, for some reason, I only have one active pixel. I'm going to have to take a look at that. But what we're going to do right now is go to Aggregated Events Management. And you are welcome to call it Aggravating Events Management. Couldn't call it anything else for the first few weeks for some reason. And you're going to configure your web events. What it's going to do is it's going to bring you in here. It's got a how do I configure events, but I consider myself a Facebook business speak interpreter. So I'm going to tell you in 45 seconds what it's going to take you hours to decipher there. So just stay with me. All right, so you're going to come to the far right-hand side. There's this little drop down. All right, this is saying my domain is verified and these are called events. So they're scheduling a session with me. They're completing a webinar registration. They're purchasing something. They have opted in and now they are a lead. Okay, we're going to go to Manage Events. We are now only allowed 8. That's it. Used to be kind of endless, and we're going to click Add Event, and you can see these pop up. You are going to need to pick the correct pixel. So make sure that you have checked over here which pixel you've got installed, and that's the one you're looking for here. Okay, and choose an event. Let's go to Add to Wish List. I'm going to put View Content in there actually. and I'm going to leave it as my lowest priority. I'm going to submit, and I'm going to confirm that I understand it might take time, and I'm going to apply. Okay, you've successfully changed events configurations. So if you now go back, you will end up back in your events management. All right, so a couple of things I'm going to show you here. Obviously, you're going to have to get a hold of your pixel if you're going to install your pixel, but there's also one other thing that you're going to find interesting. This Add Events tab is going to give you some options. Let's go ahead and do from a new website, and I'll tell you why. We're going to go with install code manually. And you would just click copy code. And what I recommend you do is you copy code and you paste it somewhere into a Word doc or whatever you use to keep notes and hang on to it. So this base code is unique to every pixel and now add account, which you've attached, right? So the little bits that you add on to get a lead, to get a purchase, whatever it is, the type of conversion event that you're looking for, that's the same for everybody. But this base code is unique. So if you copy this and paste it somewhere, you will have this. Handy when you need it. Now I would say turn on advanced matching. I don't know how well this is going to work because remarketing is one of the issues that we don't have access to anymore, or we won't. I'm gonna put these on. Sure, why not? And continue. I am not going in here. I am not going in here. If you want to try that, you can. The other thing is if you come back here and do from a new website, there are integrations here that may be easier for you. Shopify, WordPress, just click use a partner and it's going to give you your options here, okay? It's not going to be endless. Oh, Kajabi has one now. Didn't always. It's not going to be like everything in the world is not going to be available to you, but quite a few things are, okay? There's one other thing I need to show you. One of the things that is a partial fix for the removal of third-party tracking is to plug your ad account directly into where your website lives or where your website's being built. And that allows Facebook and your whatever you're using to build web pages on to communicate. So there will be an exchange of information about people in that way, about your users. It's never, don't freak out, it's never, you know, your dog's name, the street you live on. It's not that kind of thing. It's like 40-year-old woman in Texas that's between 30 and 45. It's like general demographic information. Anyhow, it is possible to plug directly into a platform. However, today is the 25th of April, 2021. There's only about 6 platforms that have done it. So let's go ahead and use the conversion API. You can see that it says new. The ones that are doing it right now are Shopify, Zapier can be used, WordPress. With Zapier, your platform has to be able to integrate with Zapier. So let's, it's given us the same options here. So now if you go through this whole thing, this is for a developer to create. So it's probably not what you want. Yes, I'm sure. Oops. Well, we'll do that again then. Okay, so this is in the add events. We're going to go to use the conversion API. We're going to select a partner, and this is all that's available. So WooCommerce, WordPress, and Shopify are really the best for now. If you use them, you're in luck. It does a lot to eliminate the challenges that we're having. Now there is a URL that I'm going to grab. 1 second, as soon as I figure out where it is. Here we go. So let me grab this URL. There is a URL that I'll have to paste below for you where you can click through and find out. There are other ones that are available, but they're not necessarily full site builders. I'll show you what I mean here. All right, so here's the URL. I'm going to have to paste that below for you to have a look. And this explains how the API integrations are working, okay? This shows you pretty much what I just showed you. Now you've got all of this. Honestly, like I said, I probably see, Reby, I guess. I work with multiple dozens of people, and so most of these I've never heard of. It doesn't mean a lot, it just means that they're not common. Pixel Your Site is something you can probably integrate with. So those are customer data platforms, commerce platforms. We got WordPress, WooCommerce, Shopify, Magento, systems integrations, so you can use these guys. I have not done it with Zapier yet, considering it. We have a new platform coming out, which I can't talk about yet, but it'll come with a integration, but it's not ready yet. Okay, and Google Tag Manager has an integration. Brilliant. All right, so just wanted to let you know this. I'll have to paste it below because it's a completely random web address, and that'll give you a little bit of help with that. All right, so that covers it. If you have two-factor authentication, you're using a business manager, you verified your domain, you have set up your pixels or your API integration, also known as your CAPI integration. I guess that's kind of a redundant because the I in CAPI stands for integration. You're good to go. And for now, we will just see what happens. And I'll be happy to be back updating you as we learn more things. We are constantly, watching the industry, watching the landscape, seeing what's changing, seeing what's new, seeing what needs to be done. So check back anytime. I am more than happy to answer your questions. And thanks for watching. If you want Facebook and Instagram ad success, stay tuned with Catherine Mellon, the Facebook Ads Whisperer.